I, Ryan,
I, Ryan,
take you, Janiyah, to be my wife,
be my beautiful wife,
for better or for worse.
better or worse.
I, Janiyah,
take you, Ryan,
to be my husband, for better or for worse. I now pronounce you husband and wife.
Hey, everybody. Welcome to the season finale of For Better, For Worse, For Real. So today is going to be a very reflective episode where we're just kind of talking about the season in retrospect and everything that we have learned in doing this podcast and what we've learned about ourselves, each other, all of those things. So we have some questions for each other that we're going to go through about how this season has gone for us.
This is kind of bittersweet coming to the season finale. And it's been a really fun learning experience. And I'm looking forward to this episode and seeing what we talk about.
Yeah, just kind of looking back on our growth from the first episode to this episode, and it'll definitely be fun to see how that pans out. So you wanna start us off?
Sure. The first question we have is, what's something about me that makes our relationship feel stable or safe?
I think one of the big things that you have really been putting a big emphasis on is just creating an environment where we can be each other's safe spaces, making it so that I feel okay coming to you to talk about things and just how you kind of, steady yourself and prepare yourself for whatever it is that I'm about to tell you.
Mhm.
And then just kind of, saying to me, like, how do you want me to respond to this? There's two, many different ways you can ask me how I want you to respond to something, but you just being emotionally available and giving me that safe space to talk about the hard things that I need to talk about.
Mhm.
That's been pivotal, I think, over these last several months that you've created that stability.
Yeah. I think that's been a big level of growth for me is I think that's a big thing that we worked on is communication, and being able to be more patient has allowed me to make sure that both of our feelings are being validated whenever we have any conversations, but especially uh, difficult conversations that make us feel uncomfortable. Um, it's been really important making sure that the other person can completely and freely express their feelings, and not feel like they, you know, it's going to be an argument or something. And something about you that makes our relationship feel stable and safe to me is it's nothing really that's changed throughout our relationship. It's just kind of who you've always been. You've always felt safe and stable because you've never um you've never like let the outside world um change your opinion on what marriage means to you and what this relationship means to you. And I've always felt like um you would always be here and stay true and dedicated and committed to what we started. And you've always been kind and gentle and loving and everything that I could have ever wanted in a partner and a wife. So I've always felt really stable and safe with you.
Try not to cry early on. Good
My
gravy.
turn to ask a question.
Oh, sorry.
How do you describe me to someone who's never met me?
I would describe you as being you're really kind of just like a big kid at heart. You are very big on making a room feel very warm and filled with laughter. You enjoy making people laugh, and you're a very selfless person. And I think that you're a very honest person. I definitely think that you are a very sweet man. You are very thoughtful and intentional in the things that you do. And you go above and beyond for your family, for me, for the kids. Just you are a good man. And I'm very blessed to have you as my husband.
You tell that to other people.
I tell that to other people, yeah.
That sounds like
I mean, that's a very
yeah.
extensive. I mean, that's long-winded, but the kind, funny, caring.
Yeah. But also when I describe you, because I do it often, I work around a lot of people, and you come up an awful lot, and I show off your pictures. I talk about us all the time. That before showing them a picture, I tell them how pretty you are, and then I want to show them to show you off, and I say, "This is my wife," and they're like, "She's pretty." I'm like, "Yeah, I know," but I tell them how beautiful you are, how sweet you are, how loving and thoughtful you are, how innocent you are, that you are a person that always means well, and that you're a good wife, that I describe you as a good woman, somebody that I can trust, someone who's always honest. And I think, I mean, I brag about us a lot, but mostly I tell them how I think you're beautiful, and I think that you're a sweet, honest, thoughtful person and a good woman, and a good wife. And I'm lucky to have you.
Thank you. I love you.
I love you.
Is it my turn?
Yeah.
All righty. In what ways has our marriage changed you for the better? Try not to sing when I say that. That's a trigger.
There's so many ways, but this marriage is the best thing that's ever happened to me. It's what I've always wanted since I met you. That I wanted to be married to you and make this work and last forever, because I'm so in love with you. It's brought out the best of me, especially having you as a partner. It allows me to always be myself. I'm able to be weird and silly and fun and goofy around you, and I don't have to feel like you're judging me. It allows me to be honest, and you push me to be a better version of myself. You push me to try to build up my relationship with God. You encourage me to be the best husband, best father, and just best person I can be. Having you as my wife, I know that because she said it. I just know that my mom is proud of me and loves you, and it's the texting you back, giving you my number was the best decision I've ever made.
I don't have any tissues in here. When I think about our marriage and how I believe it has changed me for the better, I feel like it has made me really recognize how love really is just so much bigger than us. There's so much going on the back end that we just don't even understand. And being married to you has given me, like, I'm understanding that now, how big that can be, how overwhelming it can feel to love someone so much that you don't really know what to do with yourself. I think you've taught me, especially within these last several months, so much about accountability and how everything that I do, like the way that I say things, the way that my thoughts, everything matters, and everything has an effect on you and on us. And it has taught me so much about being accountable for myself and just shaping me into the person that I am today. And I don't take a single day of our marriage for granted. It is honestly the best decision I ever made. I applaud my 17-year-old self for being bold enough to approach you and be like, hey, what's his number type thing. And just how you and I have been so deeply locked in all this time. But there's a connection on a much deeper level that has just truly, I feel like, has transformed the type of person that I am. I feel like I don't make a move without thinking about you. Being your wife has given me a much bigger purpose because from the very moment that you and I got married, it wasn't just about me anymore. You know, we became one. We've had to move accordingly. And I feel like I feel like there's so much love left for the two of us to give. Like we've only covered basically the tip of the iceberg with each other, but you have softened me in a lot of ways. You have really just this marriage has really just made me like I'm understanding what it means to be a wife and understanding how marriage is a service-based relationship. Learning to be of service to you as you are learning to be of service to me. And I'm so incredibly proud of what we're doing and what we continue to do. I love you.
I'm proud too. I love you.
You ain't crying, are you?
No. What areas do you think I've improved in most as a partner lately?
That's easy. You've been so much more of a better communicator. You no longer feel like you have to hold things in to avoid an argument or because you don't feel like you'll be heard or validated or anything like that. And you're so much quicker, even if you do have a moment where you don't necessarily respond in the way that I would have liked you to, or whatever the case, you're very quick to catch that mistake and quickly correct it.
Mm-hmm.
Like you've built up these habits that you've been able to refer back to. So your communication has been top tier.
Yeah.
And our intimacy has improved. Yeah, I won't.
Thanks.
I won't go too far into detail with those things, but I said intimacy. So hint, hint, wink, wink, nudge, nudge. Yeah, just the way that you've been intentional in things, like really just trying to like set time aside for us to have conversations, to bond, to check in with one another. You know, all of those things have been great lately.
Yeah. Honestly, it's pretty much the same areas that you've improved in the most too. Is communication for both of us. I think has been the biggest thing where I think we don't give each other the silent treatment. We don't shut down and go to sleep and not talk. We don't go to sleep angry at each other. We let each other feel safe. We talk to each other out of kindness and say it's okay. You can talk to me, and we make each other feel comfortable enough to get whatever's bothering us out. So I think communication for both of us has been the biggest area we've improved on, and intimacy for both of us. I think it's been a wonderful 6-month journey lately that has been intentional on working on our relationship. Where I've told you multiple times how completely fulfilled and satisfied I've been feeling intimately. But in every area of our relationship, like I was talking about with you yesterday, that the little things now that we're just nitpicking at this point because we've gotten to such a good place with the things that I felt like were important for us to improve on, with openness, honesty, transparency, uh, safe, kind communication, our intimacy life, our intimate life, but are making sure that we've, like you said, spending quality time with each other, emotionally connecting with each other.
Yeah.
Um,
That's been really great.
Yes, you do.
What part of our relationship do you think is the strongest right now?
I would say communication, but at the same time, it's love. Like I feel so in love with you. But I think that through building up our connection of communicating better, um, emotionally connecting, physically connecting, and all these ways are like we're really hitting on all of those areas has really I feel a lot of closeness and love. Like I'm like falling like in love with you. Um, like my heart feels bliss. Like I'm happy. So I mean, I, I guess I would say the love portion. I feel a lot of love in our relationship right now.
I think that it's safe to say that we have kind of returned to some sort of honeymoon stage in our relationship, but it's a very grown and mature honeymoon stage. It's not like does it still have the same giddiness as it did when we were teenagers? Yes, I think so. But there is a like I guess because we've been together for so long, there's like a maturity to it, and there's there's a realism to it now. It's like when we were teenagers, we were just floating on cloud nine. It was like, oh, we'll never be angry at each other.
Mhm.
We'll always love each other like this. And then you're like, no, there are going to be some times where I am pissed off at you. But we still have that, but there is a grown up feel to it.
Mhm.
I feel like I don't really feel like I can give all of the strength to one particular category. I will say that the part that was the hardest for us was the communication. And I feel like once we started implementing the habits and the skills to improve that, everything else blossomed along with it. It was like a serious domino effect where it's like you become a better communicator. All of a sudden, your emotional closeness improves, which then improves your physical intimacy, which then improves your connection, which then improves your communication. It's like it's a continuous cycle.
Right.
Um, so I feel like all of it, but communication was was the root of that, and us being open and transparent about any and everything.
Right. And making it feel safe to speak your mind freely. Like
Right.
I don't worry about how you'll respond because I know that it's gonna be out of kindness and love now.
We have created that space for each other to be like, it's okay, you can talk to me. 'Cause like, if you can't talk to me, then who can you?
Mm.
Um,
What's a moment where you thought, yeah, I picked the right person?
this is such a loaded question because I don't want to sound like a cliche or it's like giving off some fairy tale answer, but it's the truth. I honestly feel like there was such a connection on our first date.
Mhm.
It was like an undeniable, and it was really weird because it wasn't fake or fabricated. We weren't trying to force anything, but it was just like we sat in that parking lot for hours talking, and everything just felt very natural and organic. And it was just like I left that date feeling like that can't possibly be the end of it.
Mhm.
And I'm like, I don't know what he's gonna think of me after this, but I feel like he's that guy. Like he's that person.
Oh, I'm him.
You him.
Shut up.
Um,
Yeah, I mean, I feel the same way that was probably the moment I was like, I want her. I want to be with her. But just a moment where I just knew that you were the right one. Just kind of like after my mom passed away, and how I was grieving or struggling through that time, the connection that y'all had that I knew that she knew I was with the right person.
Mm.
And just having that validation that she saw what I see in you, um, that let me know that I was with the right person. she knew that I had found the love of my life. And she knew that you would always be here to take care of me, you know.
Yeah. This is
What's one thing we still need to work on together?
I think that there are still a couple of areas where we lack in consistency. We're trying to get on the right path with our relationship with God, and we're trying to get our physical health involved. And we've taken a little bit of a hiatus from those things, but I would just say, honestly, because I feel like we're doing so well in all the other areas that we just need to be more consistent in those two things.
Mhm.
I don't really have much. Yeah, I can't really think of anything else off the top, but
Just like you said, that's the two biggest things for me too. Let's continue to work on being as consistent as we can.
if someone asked you what makes them special as a partner, what's the first specific example you give?
What makes you special as a partner is how I've always felt about you. I've been saying it all season. That you are the most honest, sweet, thoughtful, loving, innocent, pure hearted person that I've ever met. You do not let society, social media, or anything shape how you feel about me. You are true to yourself, your morals, and your beliefs. And you give your all in this relationship. I've never had to worry or question if, you know, you were just like everybody else. I knew that you're different. You are special. You are a wife and everything that a wife exemplifies. Everything I want in a wife, you have. You are. That's special. I love you.
I love you. No consideration for the fact there's no tissue in here.
You and this tissue.
I've internally cried every other question. It's very deep. I would say what makes you special as a partner really is just how deeply and intensely, like you deeply and intensely love me for the last 17 years. And I can feel that. And you have always stuck true to your dedication and your commitment to me. And just how you've always just continued to uplift me in every way, even just kind of hearing like the way that you speak about me with such conviction in your heart and such certainty. It's like you're more sure about me than I am sure of myself. Like you have so much more confidence and pride, and I'm just like, I mean, I'm all right. But you see me in such a light. And one thing that I feel like you're doing recently is trying to shift my perspective to get me to see myself in that light. There's no way possible to even ask for something more or something better than that. To have somebody, crap, I'm about to start crying. To have somebody love you that freaking much is a powerful thing, and I can't ask for anything more.
I love you.
I love you. Please don't make me cry anymore for the rest of this episode. Yeah, you're just you've given everything. You just embody love. You are love personified, and you give all of that every single day, no matter how you feel or you just whatever, but you're always just intent on letting me know.
Mm.
And it doesn't matter if you've told me a million times, you'll tell me 1,000,001 or 1,000,002. And why? cry again. And I love you very much for all of that.
Yeah. It's easy when you're my peace and you're all I look forward to all day. I mean, I cannot wait wherever I am to get home to you because you make my heart beat at a steady pace. You take all my stress and worries away. You are the easiest person to love in the world because you're so kind and gentle. And you are my wife. I love you.
I love you.
How have we added more joy to each other's lives this season?
Oh my gosh, and I've said this before throughout this season, it's just that we've unlocked a different level of our marriage. And it's not even just like our marriage that has gotten stronger in all of those areas, but it's like our friendship has gotten stronger. Like, yeah, that's like we're besties. And that has shown through just as much as us being husband and wife.
One of the biggest things you've done to bring joy to me has been consistently greeting me when I come home. That means a lot to me.
If you had to describe our chemistry, what would you say?
We've gotten almost back to a place where it feels very honeymoonish lately. That all these areas that we're connecting on has really brought out the more intimate, physical, intimate side of us a lot more. So I feel, how would I describe our chemistry? Spontaneous and hot and like, I don't know, like I think it close, hot, like fun, friendly, sexy, exciting, all these things.
You took all my words because that's what I was thinking of as you were talking. I think it's electric.
Mm-hmm.
It's it is intense, but at the same time, is a calmness to it.
Mm-hmm.
But it's pretty electric, I would have to say.
Mm-hmm.
There's all of those. It's all of those things, and it's very it's overwhelming, but not in a bad way. Like it's too much. It's just like it overflows.
Mm-hmm.
It's overflowing, I would say, rather than overwhelming. It's an overflowing chemistry.
That's a good word.
Yeah,
I agree. And then the last question before we get to reflecting on this season, really, is what's something that you want more of from me romantically? Before you answer that, earlier in the season, we asked who on one of the questions, who's more romantic? And you said, neither of us. Is that bad? Call this? We have romantic potential.
Oh my God. Yes, I remember.
I think that you are really crapping on our romantic, where we are romantically in our relationship. I'm like, I think something like the candlelit bubble baths we take together, that's romantic. I think that me small gestures, going out my way to grab breakfast while you're still sleeping, bringing that back. Filling up your gas tank while you're still getting dressed or something you didn't know that was happening. Stopping by the store after listening to you vent one day about, oh, you didn't get this from McDonald's because they was out of it in the machine, whatever it was. I go out my way to get that for you. I think I stopped by the store to get your favorite, whatever, sushi or drink, whatever it is. All of those things I think are very romantic gestures. I think that you look at romance like dressing up suit and tie and going out to a fine dining establishment.
Yeah.
However, I think that we do a lot of romantic gestures in our relationship that doesn't get enough credit.
That's true. And I will redact. Well, I can't redact it because it's already been
redacted.
The episode has already been.
It is being redacted as we speak.
Strike that from the record, Your Honor. I mean, that is true. And yeah, I do have a very I do have like a very fairy tale, like Hollywood movie version of romance that I'm in my head. I'm like, oh, that's so romantic.
I mean,
but all of those things that you mentioned are
right. I mean,
as well to a degree.
even like setting a playlist before sexy time. That's kind of romantic versus, I mean, you're not giving enough credit to the romantic gestures in the relationship.
All right. I'm sorry.
Buying you lingerie, having you wear that, I think, part of romance. It doesn't get enough
That's
credit.
true. It's more multidimensional than I realized and gave credit for.
I specifically buy outfits I want to see you in, and you putting them on. That's romantic. But yes, let's back to the question though. What's something you want more of from me romantically?
You make a good point with all of the things that you've already done. I guess if there was one more thing, I would be like, maybe if you planned, well, you've done this before too, but you plan a whole date. Like you pick the place, make the reservation, you pick out what you want me to wear, and I don't know nothing about it until it's, time to go. You secure a sitter,
That's the difficult part.
you do that once you don't even have to do it that often, but that, sprinkle that in quarterly.
Yeah. I guess that for me, I love you. I think I would love just more of our alone time after the kids go to bed where maybe we could have a mini date at home where I would love if you surprised me with the same thing of maybe picking out something nice or sexy for us to wear, and where it's just me and you awake and we have a candle lit, even if it's like coffee and dessert or something. Maybe we could try to have, even if it's once a month, a candle lit alone time dates at home.
That sounds really nice. I don't think I have an issue doing that. That could work.
All right. And then for the second half of this episode, we really just want to have a reflective portion to cap off the season of what this, podcast and the season of this podcast has meant to us and the growth we've experienced over the past 6 months working on this together. So if you would love to start us off with the first question.
What surprised you most about doing this podcast?
I think how open and vulnerable we've been able to be with each other publicly. That I think that's what we wanted this to be. But really, truly, we started off making a lot of changes to our relationship, making sure that every day we felt connected every single day, and there wasn't a day that goes by. And so one of the things we did was we started couples therapy, and we were going consistently almost once a week. And I don't even remember the last time we had a session because the past few times we go, she's like, y'all got it.
And
like
January 1st.
Excuse me. Oh, okay. But what I mean is that how far we've connected and how quickly this has been a tool to open up that line of communication to where the beginning of this journey of our relationship change in like August. I wanted us to get to a place, and now we're in that place of it feels so easy now communicating, talking about anything. I think so that would probably be the most surprising thing is how quickly we got to the place I needed us to get to and how much better communicators we've gotten to be. This podcast has helped us communicate openly, and it's been one of the biggest tools to get us to this place that we're in with communication.
Yeah, for sure. I think for me, what has surprised me most about doing this podcast is the answer is literally in the question, is doing this podcast. Just to your point of us being vulnerable to talk about this publicly has caught me by surprise and off guard, because I never in a million years ever imagined that you and I would want to like sit down and just lay it all out on the table and just talk about our relationship with the world, basically. At this point, I mean, we're still small, we're still growing, but
who does that? Talks about specifically their relationship publicly, and we're doing that.
Yeah, and that's the part that has surprised me the most, is that we've gotten to this place in our relationship where we've just like, hey, we have really great conversations by ourselves. Maybe we should, open this up into like a public forum and just, you never know who we might be speaking to specifically, but maybe we should think about doing that. So I would say it's just been the idea of the podcast itself. But really just how much it has helped us outside of the podcast. Like what we talk about on this podcast, we talk about with each other when the cameras are off. And just even the things that we do talk about on the podcast, it just, how much it's just strengthened us outside of it. So
how has our relationship changed since starting the podcast? I think a lot of things we've already just went over.
Yeah, we've grown closer as a couple through the domino effect of the communication and the transparency and the intimacy, which and the connection, and just all of those things having improved because we've chosen to do this and to be so open about it. And it's like we're not half-ass people. We're not fake people. We're not going to be open about all this stuff on camera and then not talk to each other about it, privately. So I think for us, our relationship has just been, it's gotten so much stronger and so much more, just like it's matured because we've matured and we know how to handle things differently and better because of this stuff and because of couples therapy.
Right. But yeah, I disagree with everything we've already talked about. I don't feel the need to elaborate it.
Yeah.
I think we have.
What's a memory from the season that still makes you laugh? What's a moment that makes you the proudest? So this is a two-parter.
A memory from the season that still makes me laugh.
We probably might have the same moment
for laugh
memory. Yeah.
No, but mine is the way I talk about our podcast. And I have this one specific lady at work that I try to get to watch it, and I'm like telling her the name of it, for better, for worse.
Oh my God.
For better, for worse, for real. And then her trying to remember it to look it up later. She's like, got it. Forever, for always, forbearance, whatever. Like, and I'm like, no. For better, for worse, for all. And she's like, for better. It's always like going back and forth, and it's like, for better, together,
forever.
Yeah, forever, together, forever. And I'm like, you're not getting it. So she'll never find it.
Oh my God.
If you're watching right now, you made it. but so that to me is a memory, but it's outside of what was on air that we laugh about a lot. And what's funny about it is because every time the clock shows it's 4:44, we joke about that, like forever, for always,
for better, for always,
right.
Forever.
And then a moment that makes me the proudest. I think it's not a moment that makes me proud, but it's irregardless.
No.
It doesn't matter how the views do. The views are nice. The comments are nice. But without all of that, if it had 0 views, if we had 0 support from anybody, our commitment to doing it, because it's not really about doing it for them. It's a tool we've been using to connect better and intentionally spend quality time together. So I'm just proud of our commitment to it.
Mm.
So, what's a memory from the season that still makes you laugh and that makes you the most proud?
A memory from this season that still makes me laugh will have to be the episode where you went on a slight unhinged tangent
You put something in my drink.
about a slight unhinged tangent about stuff. And we had to bleep some things out. That was
funny.
Hilarious. If you haven't seen the episode, I believe it's either episode 2 or 3. It's pretty funny.
Yeah. I think what also makes it funny is the way you edited it, actually.
I was very proud of myself for that because I don't know how to do this stuff. So the fact that I figured out something very simple, I was like, yes. Moment that makes me the proudest. Honestly, I mean, like you, I don't feel like it's fair to pinpoint to one particular moment. I really do feel like it is the overall idea of doing this. Being able to put ourselves out there in front of people, you know, talking about this sort of thing, and whether people can relate or not. Like you said, we're not really doing it for, it's not really for the views or the you know, popularity of it, but just really just sharing what we've learned over the last 17 years of being together,
Right.
and the last almost 11 years of being married. And, you know, we got married young, we got together young, and really just trying to, we're still navigating some parts of marriage, but just even being able to muster up the courage to talk about that, I think is a pretty big step. And just how some people have reached out to us. It was like, we're really proud of you guys for doing this, because, you know, it's not talked about very often. And again, you never know who you might be, you know, you might say something that strikes a chord with somebody. So I'm proud of that.
All right, the next question is kind of a two-part question. What was your favorite episode from season 1? And then if viewers only watched one episode to understand this, what should it be?
Honestly, my favorite episode is the first episode. I feel like it was just a really cute introduction into just us as a couple, for people who don't really know who we are, or people who don't know the full story of how we came to be a family. And I really enjoyed kind of just recanting, walking back down memory lane, explaining how we met, and kind of going through our entire relationship history. I would say if viewers only had one episode to understand us, I'm gonna go with the communication episode, because that was where we really got into the meat and potatoes of how we used to communicate versus how we communicate now. And that has been like a huge, like, that's been a pivotal factor in our growth as a couple.
Right. If viewers only watched one episode to understand this, what should it be? I would have been torn between the emotional intimacy episode and that communication episode. Both of those have the lowest views. So get your together.
Run them up for us.
There's so much good information in those episodes, and it really shows a lot of growth in how we speak to each other. So one of those, I would highly recommend watching. My favorite episode from this season, I think, is becoming this one. I think that everything that we just got done talking about in the first whole half of this video has been so kind to hear and speak to each other, that I love it already.
Yes.
So I would say this one.
Okay. Ooh. How do we protect our marriage while building something publicly?
I think that right now I don't worry about it at all. And I think that question would hit harder and mean more as we grow and our audience magnified, or multiplies, and we get a lot more attention. I think it would be a lot more people's opinions on what we say and who we are and how the things that we say people may feel differently about and have opinions about. And so I would say if when or if that ever happened and it got to a level where we was flooded with other people's strong opinions,
Mm-hmm.
that cannot affect us. We will always stay true to who we are, and how we feel is how we feel, and what works for us may not work for other people.
Right.
And honestly, their opinions have no bearing on it. What Nobody's opinion will change how we feel about each other. We have friends that watch it and give complete opposite takes. They feel completely different than we do about stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And I love that for them. It does not affect how I felt and feel about you and the things that work for us. So that would be the thing to me, is making sure that we don't allow that to make us question how we feel or think towards one another. Because as long as we have each other and God, and we feel comfortable and safe and happy, um, I am comfortable continuing to do this, um, regardless of outside noise.
Right. That is I think the key piece to that is going to be protecting our peace. Like you said, as we continue to grow and our audience expands, there is going to be that public scrutiny that I feel like everybody tries to avoid when they're starting out doing something on a public platform. It's like they always want everybody to react kindly and do all the nice things, but that's not always going to be the case. And I think for us, it's just a matter of protecting our peace. Like, you don't necessarily have to scroll through all of the comments. I am a comment scroller, so I like to read that stuff. But even if it's, if you were to step in and take my phone and be like, don't read those. I'd be like, okay, because I will read them. And then really, again, not to sound like a broken record, but just continuing to come back to the fact that we're not really doing this for the notoriety. We're not doing it for the world. We're doing it for each other. And if happen to agree or disagree respectfully, you're more than welcome to come on in and we can have a chat about it. Like, that's what this is for. It is to promote conversation about marriage. So I feel like that's, as long as we can maintain that with each other, we'll be fine. I don't care about what these people say.
If we could go back and tell our 17-year-old selves about this podcast, what do you think they'd say?
Well, first of all, I think they would be like, what's a podcast?
That's crazy.
Were podcasts around 17 years ago? I don't think so.
I doubt it.
They would be like, what's that? and then, and then as we explain to them what it is and what we're doing, I feel like, number one, 17-year-old me would probably cry, because it would be a two-parter of being proud of us for doing that, and then at the same time being mortified, like, girl, why would you speak publicly in front of people? But I think more than anything, they would just be like, it would be kind of like a, wow, we made it sort of thing. Like,
Right.
we did it.
Mhm.
And I'm about to start crying now.
Mhm.
Fudge.
No, I feel you on that. That one, that means to them that we're still together, and that we're living our life out, and living our dreams together.
They'll look at each other and be like, we were right.
Yeah.
We told everybody.
Though I think what they would say is, um, make sure that you let the world know, but let each other know how we feel about each other right now, and remember this feeling. Remember how we feel about each other right now, and don't ever let that go.
Oh my God. Uh,
Did you need to expand any?
this is rough on my soul.
Did you want to expand any more on your answer?
No,
Good?
yeah. Yeah, that's good.
All right. What challenge did we overcome this season that viewers might not realize?
Really just kind of how we had some unhealthy habits in our relationship that were kind of consuming. a little bit. And it took a lot of work for us to break those.
Be specific, because it says that they might not realize, so let them realize it.
I guess they won't realize it. I mean, we do talk about it, but just kind of talking about like the way we speak to each other, speaking to each other with respect and kindness, even through disagreements. Not resorting to name calling or anything crazy like that. You with your Instagram habits.
That's a work in progress, but I agree.
For the biggest one would probably just be in the way that we've spoken to each other. We were not always kind with our words, or we were not always respectful with our words,
Right.
but we really,
in our worst moments,
right,
we mostly are kind.
right. But I mean, in the eye of disagreement, in the heat of the moment, not being kind, but really being more hyper aware of those things now, and being like, well, I don't agree with what you're saying, but I'm gonna bash you for it,
Yeah, I think I feel the same way. That probably was the biggest challenge we overcame, was creating that safe space to have tough conversations, and for us to respectfully talk about things that hurt our feelings or things that bother us, and being able to respond with love and kindness. It always felt like, it's not like we always, every time we disagreed, we, responded harshly, but it was like, every time, like it was a big deal where every time we disagreed, it felt like an attack.
Yeah.
So, getting to that place of validating each other's feelings, hearing each other completely, and creating that safe space of allowing each other to feel, because your feelings are not wrong, right?
Right.
Feelings are just your emotions screaming, this area is making me uncomfortable, or this area needs attention. It's not right or wrong. We might have different feelings towards it, but being able to validate each other's feelings, and even if our opinions on it differed, and respectfully responding to that with kindness and love. All right. What's the biggest thing you hope our audience gets out of season 1? And what are you looking forward to the most from season 2?
Oh boy. The biggest thing I hope our audience gets out of season 1, I hope I gotta break this down into 3 different groups of people, or 4 different groups of people. For the single people, I hope that it gives them a realistic view of what marriage involves, what it entails. I hope that it gives them, despite whatever we may say that might freak them out or make them, have additional questions, I hope that it still gives them hope that they can, they have something to look forward to with that marriage when they get there one day. And I guess that kind of goes for people who might be engaged. Like, you're getting a realistic, like non-sugar coated version of what marriage looks like, and what you may or may not have to look forward to in your own marriage. I think everybody will come across these same conversations and these same topics in their marriage. For the people that are already married, I hope that it sparks conversation between them in the same way that it has with us. I hope it gets you guys to talking for hours like it has for us, where you basically get to meet each other again for the first time, and you get to figure out new things about each other, and it just kind of rekindles a flame, so to speak.
If they're living in the mundane, getting lost in that too.
Especially if you're going through a cycle of work, kids, lather, rinse, repeat, and it rekindles the flame. It adds a spark back to your life, to your eyes. You look at your spouse with a whole different outlook. And for those people who may not be married anymore, people who are divorced, I hope that it gives them for the same thing with single people. I hope that it still gives them hope. If they do want to be remarried, I hope that them hearing us talk about these things gives them hope to try again. Hope and courage to try again. Season 2, I'm looking forward to having our guest couples. I'm looking forward to our viewers getting to see marriage from all different types of perspective, all different types of relationships. I'm so looking forward to just having these conversations with other people, and I think it's going to be so much fun. I can't wait.
Right. Yeah, I guess what I look forward to the most from season 2 is the same exact thing, is having guest couples and other people's perspectives and us being able to learn something. Um, we've done a lot of growing, but think about the things that we still have yet that we could learn from maybe newlyweds. We could learn stuff from them. Couples that have been together for 20 years, couples that have already been remarried, and the mistakes they maybe made and how not to make them again. And I'm looking forward to learning from those couples. And the biggest thing I hope our audience gets out of season 1 is knowing us, really. I think that we have a lot of friends and people we grew up with that admire us, but they don't really know us, like they did in, maybe high school or college.
Right.
And that they can not only just look at what we post online and say, oh, cute, but they get a true insight on how we work. Because I feel that way. There's couples that I look at that's been together like as long as we have too, and I'm like, I'll look at them almost the same way. Like, how do they do it?
Right.
And us being able to tell people what works for us and what we're doing to make this thing work, and just letting them see how we speak to each other. I just hope they get to know us better. And the last question I think you should ask.
Yes. What is your hope for the future of our podcast?
I hope that we get a Grammy.
A Grammy?
Didn't they just put that as a category?
Oh, an Oscar? Oscar.
One of them.
It's an Oscar.
Was it?
Yeah.
I hope that we get an Oscar.
Because Amy Poehler got it this year.
Oscar or a Grammy or both. I might be singing on this mug.
EGOT status for a podcast.
Really, I just hope we grow, man. I hope that, because I think that what we talk about is so real and important, and that it's not BS. It's not like it's not just entertainment. It's real. I hope that we stay committed to this. I can't wait to look back and be on season 26 and say, damn, we really stayed this committed to this thing. And it's been such a tool to strengthen our communication skills with each other that I hope that it's still going a decade from now.
I hope that above everything else, I hope that God has his hand on this podcast. I hope that he has his hand on it and that he blesses it exponentially in ways that we may have seen coming and ways that we may not have seen coming. Also, I hope that we just continue to reach more people in any way possible while we are still continuing to do this for us as our bonding tool. I hope that it reaches other people, reaches further audiences. Yeah, and as an added bonus, yeah, sure, give us all the awards or brand deals or whatever. That's just an added bonus to me. But really, more importantly, I just want to just shed a light on marriage.
What you said was so important to me, to make sure God has his hand on it, and I want to see him included so much more visibly on future seasons.
Absolutely. And we will continue to do what we have to do on our end to get it there.
Love you.
Love you.
For better, for always, for real. Dang it, we never got it together.
Thank you guys so much for all of the support, all of the love, the feedback, the encouragement, just everything throughout this season. There are really not enough words to express just how happy we are to have so many people in our corner. It really is the greatest. So we will leave you guys with that. Do all of the things like, comment, share,
Please.
follow, subscribe, hit the notification bell if you're watching this on YouTube. If you're watching on Spotify or Apple, go ahead and follow the show, leave a review, all that fun jazz. Follow us on all of our socials at For Better, For Worse, For Real. And we will see y'all again for season 2. Peace.
I love you.
I don't know why I'm crying. Like, it's not over.
I mean, season 1 is complete. Janaya.
Why am I crying? I don't understand.
We're proud of ourselves. I think I'm proud of us. I love you.
I feel like I look really ugly right now.
No, you don't. You look happy. Tears. Come here.
Proud of us. Me too. I should have brought some tissue. There's some in my car. I did not think I would cry during this episode. I brought tissue to the parenting episode because I expected to cry a lot more. I ended up doing way more of that in this episode.
Thank you for doing this with me.
Oh my gosh, that's crazy. I can't believe I just boo-hooed like that. Thank you, babe.
Thank you.
You convinced me to do this.
How was it?
What do you mean?
How was this doing this project for the season?
Oh God.
How was this?
It was crazy. It was fun. We had a lot of fun. We laughed a lot on here. I feel like we talked a lot about just so many different things, and I mean it when I say I pray God has his hands on this, because that's where our success comes from. We have to keep that in mind always, because we are not enough to pull this. Like, it has to come from him, and I hope that he sees what we're trying to do for the sake of marriage, because marriage is it's him. He's the freaking orchestrator behind this, and I'm hoping to, by bringing more people to marriage, it brings more people to him.
I think we went through a lot of this season working on our relationship, and we have gotten a little closer to God, but for the most part, we were honestly trying to do a lot of this work ourselves. And just now, recently, we're really trying to, get closer, and really spend that time getting closer to God and bringing him into our relationship much more loudly. So let us really work on that so that it's so
Evident
and visible and shown through our future seasons that people see that change in us. I love you.
I love you.
I'm proud of us.
Me too.